Hey everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to start off this next season's tech reviews with this keyboard and mouse combo from 8bitdo. Now 8bitdo is known primarily for their excellent gaming controllers. However, to my surprise, they recently dropped this NES keyboard mouse combo. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to get it to review for you all, especially if you are into old school retro tech like I am. So without further ado, stay a while, listen, and let's get started. So, what's in the box? Well, first off, let's take a look at the NES inspired mouse. It has two buttons that are pretty much the same as the original NES controller A and B buttons, and they are also concave. The directional pad buttons are used for the forward and backwards when viewing web pages, as well as scrolling up and down. The mouse does have a wireless dongle that connects to your PC and needs one AA battery to work. Now next up are your two huge macro buttons. Now these replicate the buttons found on the NES controller as well, and you can hotkey these two buttons to whatever you'd like. More on this later. It does come with decals so you know what each button has been hotkeyed to. Now I personally won't be using them, but it is a nice inclusion. Now for the main event, the keyboard itself. Now this is a 65% keyboard and has all the standard keys, except for some extra ones here that you might have noticed already. Now it's not heavy at all, weighing in at about 2.3 pounds or 1.5 kilograms. Now for a closer look at the mouse. It's not very ergonomic, but it still fits well in my hand. A little bit small though. You can clearly see the concave of the buttons that replicate the original NES controller as well as the D-pad, again used for the forward and backward and scroll up and down when viewing a web page. It doesn't take too much pressure to press on these, it's very soft to the touch. Now, it does unfortunately take one AA battery to power up, and the battery life is approximately 250 hours, give or take, until your next replacement, or even less, depending how often you use the mouse. Now, back to our keyboard here. Taking a look at the connections, we have four inputs for what the manual calls these as super button interfaces, but really it's just more inputs for other 8bitdo macro buttons. We have the USB-C connector for charging or connection, and the wireless dongle, which is also magnetized so that it doesn't fall out randomly if you're transporting your keyboard around. And just wanted to go over some of the extra buttons on the keyboard. You have the option of Bluetooth connection or the 2.4 gigahertz wireless connection. You also have a radial volume up and down, the pairing button, the fast key mapping button, and lastly the profile button. So let's quickly get these set up. First, you'll need to plug in the wireless dongle or connect it via Bluetooth, whichever you prefer, and then plug in the dongle for the mouse. Wait for your PC or laptop to read them, and you're good to go. I would say it took about 30 seconds or less to get everything up and running here. Oh, and also make sure to turn on the power on your mouse and switch the keyboard to 2.4 gigahertz, because I forgot to do that and was wondering why nothing was working. Here, I'll be showing you how to set up the macro buttons. Now you want to plug it into the first player slot, which is A. The instructions are pretty straightforward. You're going to want to press that star button on the keyboard until it flashes. Enter in the shortcut you want. In this case, I want Control C, and press the corresponding macro button, and you are set up for that macro. You want to do the same to the second macro button, which in my case would be Control V since I copy and paste a lot, but you can put whatever macro you want to them. Now here is a brief ASMR of the keys, just so you can get an idea of how it sounds when you're typing. Now, this is definitely, without a doubt, a great novelty keyboard and mouse for those of you who love retro inspired tech. Everything from the color scheme and the font on the keys to the added pizzazz on the black strip at the top of the keyboard all emulate the original NES console. It feels good to the touch, and the keys have a slight resistance to them. After further research here, I did find out that the keys used here are white keys. Now, this keyboard is also hot swappable as well as the keys themselves, but I won't be replacing them as I like how it is outside the box. Now, one thing I do have a slight issue with is the mouse. I feel like 8bitdo could have gone the extra mile to make the mouse rechargeable, just like the keyboard, instead of having to rely on a AA battery. There's also no option to plug a USB-C cable on the mouse to your computer if you ever run out of AA batteries. Other than that, I feel the keyboard and mouse combo are very solid, and the asking price of $99 for the keyboard is worth it. However, I feel the asking price of $29 for the mouse would be worth it if it was a rechargeable mouse. Alright everyone, I hope you liked my new video here, and if you did, please like and subscribe for more content. I'm starting this season off with more tech reviews, so be sure to also turn on that notification bell. Well, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.